Hey, Love Squad, what's good? Wow, you are about to be reprogrammed for financial harmony, peace, and abundance. I hope you are ready for it. But first, who am I? So, my name is Kim of Subliminal Success and Clarity with Kim. A little bit about me. So, I've been doing energy work, I would say more consciously at least, since 2008, okay? And before that, I was into, or I should say around that same time, honestly, into more traditional professional growth and development, reading book after book after book until here I am. So, I am someone who did all the right things to only find herself struggling with no real understanding or reason why, despite her best efforts. I went to college, got good grades, did all that, but there's just been so many mediocre results despite my best efforts. I'm formerly homeless. I was homeless twice in New York City, pulled myself out of that, and I graduated with a massive amount of debt. I owe a house, okay? We just gonna leave it at that. I'm someone who decided to persevere despite her circumstances. None of that has stopped me, okay? It might have slowed me down, but it did not stop me. I'm a work in progress who is currently living in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So I went from homelessness to living in a very nice little luxe apartment in Chiang Mai, okay? That's a far cry from the shelter in New York City. So I have made significant progress towards my goals. I know a lot about making progress, and I want to help you figure out how to turn yourself around and start heading in the right direction, in your intended direction. So let's look at those limiting beliefs. So, 10 common limiting beliefs about money. Number one, oh, if you hear my stomach growling, I'm laughing. It's because I'm fasting. I'm on day 6 of a 7-day fast. So, pardon the lion roaring in my stomach. Number one, I have to work hard for money. Number two, money is a limited resource. Number three, I have zero control over whether or not I become wealthy. Number four, it takes more money than I have to invest or start a business. Number five, my circumstances are limited because of money. Number six, I'll never make enough money. Number seven, I'll always have dead-end jobs. Number eight, I'll always be poor or middle class, which these days, that's a very, super fine line between those two. Number nine, I'll always be in debt. And 10, there is nothing I can do to change my financial circumstances. So first, let's take a look at this quote from Napoleon Hill. He is the writer of Think and Grow Rich, and this particular video is a part of the Think and Grow Rich series. It was inspired by that very famous book, which I highly recommend you read to help change your mindset about what you can do to create better financial circumstances and life circumstances. So let's look at number one. What we're going to do is for each one, I have a reframe, okay? To just shift your thinking and help you process and think about what's actually possible for you, your life, your family, your loved ones, your community. Because let's face it, money makes things easier and it allows you to support and give and be present in a way that's difficult to be when you don't have it. Straight up. So number one, I have to work hard for money. Reframe. If other people don't have to work as hard for money, why do I? I know many people who only work a couple hours a week, they pulling in 6 figures. Why are you working 70? The thing about it is they figured out their process and their way to do it. You're so mired by your circumstances that you haven't even really taken the time to think about how you could free yourself. And I'm talking about a progressive approach. This is one of my secrets. I have taken a progressive approach to financial stability, growth, expansion. I didn't start, oh, let me shoot for the moon. I grabbed the next lowest hanging fruit and climbed my way up because I was formerly homeless, like I told you that. So I had to start with what the next best thing, jump to jump to jump. So that's one of my secrets right there. And I encourage you to start thinking like that. I need to figure out how to make money easily. There are ways that you can start increasing your income within a week's time. I'm going to give you some suggestions on that. So stay tuned, okay? You don't have to stay stuck. Number 2, money is a limited resource. Reframe. Is it me who's actually limited? Why do people have different incomes? I've been focusing on limitation. What can I do to make more? For example, $100 to $1,000 extra a month. And I put there, I've been focusing on limitation. Sometimes when you reframe statements as a question, it comes out differently and it feels differently. I didn't read the quote, I forgot. Success is good at any age, but the sooner you find it, the longer you will enjoy it, okay? I really want to make sure I spoke about that too. I used to be like, man, I'm so behind because all of my friends, a lot of them at least, they're Gucci. They're not struggling, especially the friends that I have now that are like my core people that I interact with most of the time. They're Gucci. And I've always known that I could do better than what I actually was. I had to identify what it was that was blocking me. I've done that. And now I'm getting rid of those blocks. I'm releasing those blocks, okay? And I'm going to share how to do that. I found that for me, it wasn't just about the pragmatic stuff because I was doing all the pragmatic stuff and it wasn't working. The energetics had to come into play too. So I had to pair both to get better, to get better results, okay? So money is a limited resource. What can you do to make more money? I don't care if it's $100 extra a month. Take that 100 and turn it into something else. That's what I've done to get from point A to point B. If you have $10, you can go on Udemy and find some training for $10. They always have sales on there. Learn how to do basic graphic design and start selling your printables. Like this printable right here, I learned about that stuff online. Like, you can be doing something like that. There are people that all they do is make printables and this is their business. Okay, so you can do something like that. Number 7, I'm looking at the slide number. Number 3, I have zero control over whether or not I become wealthy. Reframe. There are people who started off with way worse circumstances than you who were able to put themselves in better situations. What training is needed to improve myself? I'm going to tell you a story. I am a teacher by trade. I'm an English teacher by trade. And I teach students from all over the world. One of my students is Brazilian. I have many Brazilian students, but the one that I'm speaking of, he is Brazilian. And this man started literally selling fruit in parking lots when he was a kid, okay? Now he's in upper management for a large corporation and looking at Ivy League schools to get his master's. Don't sit up here and tell me that you don't have no control over nothing. If that man can do it, so can you, okay? And I have countless stories from my students. They inspire me so much. You can't sit up here and tell me that you have zero control. No, you do not. You need to take control. Maybe you have to take that control in small doses, small increments. Like I said, take the progressive approach. Start with what's accessible to you, the next best thing, the next rung of that ladder. But start. This right here is a lie. It's a lie. Number 4, it takes more money than I have to invest or start a business. Reframe. You can start a business for free. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let me say it again. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Or very close. What service can you offer? Who can you tell about that service? Want a bigger business? Start with a more accessible business first. This was a very, 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 very important lesson that I had to learn on my journey to becoming more stable. Start with a more accessible business first. Take that business and take the money from that, the free one, the one that you start with next to nothing, and then take that money and invest it in something else. When I started teaching online, I was working as a security guard, okay? A security guard with a bachelor's degree. Seriously. I got I I found out how to get an online teaching job. I got my certification, right? That was a couple $100 for that at the time. And then I became location independent. And, and now here I am with Subliminal Success. I'm making custom subliminals and subliminal programs. I'm getting ready to do a launch on the Amazon Kindle store. But I started out as a security guard. No lie. For this particular program, because I'm still very mindful of my money, okay? The only thing I've invested thus far has been about $30 for a program to teach me how to make the subliminals that I make. And then also I invested another $100 for a Kindle training because I really wanted to do it well. The next thing after this project is to get my this Think and Grow Rich, a version of it at least, on the Kindle store for Amazon, okay? But I just spent $130. You don't even have to do that. You can figure it out, but you need to stop thinking like this in order to do that. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. Okay? Next. Number 5. My circumstances are limited because of money. Reframe. What can you do with what you have? I keep saying this. You only got $10? Like I said, go on Udemy. Find a training relative to what you want. You want to learn graphic design? Look up graphic design on Udemy. You want to learn how to code? Look up how to code on Udemy. You want to learn how to write? Maybe you want to write your own ebooks like I'm doing. Look up Kindle business or writing courses on Udemy. Seriously, okay? What can you do with what you have? What free or low-cost resources are accessible to you? Stop thinking that things aren't available to you. If you stay like that, you're going to be dead in the water. Go on and look. Training for free. One of my secrets is like I'll be looking for like, I don't know, Kindle Business PDF on Google, and I'll find some free information about it. That's a trick right there. People upload documents and all that stuff on the internet that you wouldn't even know about because you don't know how to use Google. No, like on a whole nother level like I do. I find training, resources, whole information about stuff for free that I can use to get to where I need to get to. So I'm going to say that again. The example was Kindle Business PDF. Look for whatever it is you want to start with the phrase PDF and just see what happens. Go on YouTube. YouTube is a wealth of information. Start looking at. There are so many people that talk about how to make money online on YouTube. Start looking. I'll never make enough money. Reframe. What would you like to do professionally? What's an entry-level position for that profession? Okay, so for example, I was a nursing assistant on track to be a nurse. Apparently, God had other plans because now I'm in Thailand. But I started out really as a home health aide. That was a free course. I got the training and then I became a CNA at one of the best nursing homes in Queens. And I started to create more stability for myself. All right? So think like that, like I just said, progressive, stair step, step by step by step. What's an entry level position for that profession? Can you pay in installments? Can you make it more accessible to get that training? And have you researched how to get it for free? And here are my suggestions. I talked about ways to make money earlier. We're in the gig economy, the era of gig economy. You ain't gonna sit up here and tell me you can't make no extra money. You not gonna sit up here and tell me you don't have the time either. Trust me, if you don't make the time, then you will never have it. And when you decide to make the time starts making itself. It just works itself out. Uber, I know you know about Uber. Everybody does. TaskRabbit, Fiverr, these are all gig sites. Google them. What can you do? Maybe you don't have time to do Uber. Can you do Fiverr? You can do some Fiverr gigs from home. Go on there and look at what they have and see what you can do or what you can learn to do. Go on Udemy if you have to take some training, spend $10 and start making some money. There is no excuse. No excuse. I'll always only have dead-end jobs. Number 7. Reframe. If you believe this, then it's true. What have you done to change this? What can you do to change this? Side hustle your way into better circumstances if needed. Establish your professional intention step by step. Take the first step. And I'm going to tell you something. I am figuring out, see how I just said that, how I phrased that, how to pay for a certification that will ensure my financial stability and give me the foundation that I need to get out of debt within 2 years. I know what to do to get out of debt in 2 years, but I need this foundational aspect. Instead of me thinking, oh, I'm still trying to figure it out, I created something to aid me in that intention. What you're watching right now, and I'm building a YouTube channel, all that, within a year's time, I'll be able to pay for that certification and be on an even closer path to the financial freedom that I intend for myself. I just have a gap between that and the other thing that I know that I'll be doing to just get the debt wiped out. Because I took another training, so I know what to do for that aspect, but I have to get there first. My online teaching income is helping me, right? But it's more about investing, doing things like this. That course is right now a little bit more than I'm able to afford. It's how can I explain this? How can I explain this? It's like I said, it's just more. And I find myself saying, I haven't figured it out. I haven't done it. If I find myself saying that, then that means I need to figure out another way. Because I kept saying, if I work X amount of hours, then I can do it. But that never came to fruition. So I had to go back and do my energy work. And this is what came from the energy work. You see how that works? How they kind of go both hand in hand? So now I'm doing this. I know that with the Kindle business, that aspect of it is going to get me from point A to point B. And within a year's time, I will be done with that certification and I'll be able to do the other component that I need to do. So in 2 years' time, I'll be financially free. I hope this makes sense. You see how I did that? But I didn't say, oh, my income right now is X. That's not what I said. I said, this is an idea. Why don't I research this? This is low-hanging fruit. The Kindle training was only $100. I'll do this first and then I'll pay for the $3,000 course. You see how I did that? So this is fiction. I'll always only have dead end jobs. No, you won't. No, you won't, unless you keep thinking like that. Next. Number 8. I'll always be poor and middle class. Same thing. Reframe. If you believe this, then it's true. Same thing. Same thing. What's challenging or intimidating to you about being wealthier? Write it down. That's a question mark. That's a mistake. That's supposed to be a period. Write it down. Okay? I'll have to fix that later. Write it down. Read The Millionaire Next Door. Get perspective on what wealth actually is. I encourage you to do this because you are believing lies. Here is some information from the book, The Millionaire Next Door. The Millionaire Next Door reports that 80% to 90% of millionaires were first generation. Less than a sixth receive even $100,000, and only 3% received an inheritance big enough to make them millionaires. We can say the 80 to 90% of millionaires are self-made. Statistic remains true. Okay? The Millionaire Next Door is a study by a man named Dr. Stanley. I think it's Stanley Dinkel. He researched and studied self-made millionaires and figured out what they did from a very formulaic standpoint. You want to know who's featured in the book? Honey, I'm going to just say it. The dry clean owners, the diner owners, the mom and pop stores. These people, they took the slow and steady approach and they sitting on multiple millions of dollars. He breaks down what these people did. People that we would consider to be average, middle class, working class folks, the mechanics. These people, but they didn't allow themselves to be trapped by these limiting beliefs. And they figured it out. It's a very powerful book. Read that and read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It'll change your life. Number 9. I'll always be in debt. Reframe. I will if I believe this. How much debt are you in? Arrange the bills from smallest to largest. See the previously mentioned gig sites. I told you about Fiverr. Y'all already know about Uber, etc. Listen or read the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Okay, check out his podcast. Google him. Google Dave Ramsey podcast and look for him, okay? He goes through a step-by-step process that a lot of people have used to get out of debt. It's very helpful. Ooh, I did a repeat. See, I have errors in here that I did not catch. Ooh, Lord. Let's move on. Number 10. There is nothing I can do to change my financial circumstances. I'm going to stop right there. One of my dearest friends, okay? She is a single mother with 4 kids. I'm going to say that again. A single mother with 4 kids in New York City, okay? When we met, we were both homeless, believe it or not. Do you know this woman just passed nursing school and is now sitting for the NCLEX, which is the nursing certification exam? Nursing school ain't no joke. She did it. She did it on public assistance. Okay? She did it with no help from nobody and very limited resources. So don't sit up here and tell me there is nothing I can do to change my financial circumstances. I'm not hearing it. I'm not here for it. I disallow it. I disbelieve it. It ain't so. Reframe. I just explored 9 reframes you can use to correct this thinking. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Review what I just said and read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and listen to my subliminal to reprogram your mind. Okay. This video is a part of a playlist that I'm making. Okay. The first one was actually the Subliminal Meditation, which is about financial harmony. And financial harmony is at the root of all this stuff. So it's to reprogram you to have financial harmony, experience financial harmony, create financial harmony. Listen to that all day, every day. Or listen to it once a day, whatever. If you commute, listen to it while you're on Facebook. Listen to it while you're watching Netflix. Have it on low in the background. Listen to it while you're doing the dishes, okay? It will help you align your thinking. Next thing you know, you'll have your idea and you'll be off to the races. Subliminals changed my life, okay? I had PTSD when I first moved to Asia. That happens sometimes when you leave the States. You start realizing things about yourself. I don't have it no more. I healed it. Subliminals is a part of what I did. A large part of what I did. The frequencies are healing. Okay, there's a science behind sound healing. Sound healing is a real thing. A real thing. Okay? My bottom isn't as low anymore. Like I told you, I'm a work in progress. So there are still things happening, patterns repeating, but the patterns keep getting smaller and smaller, weaker and weaker, and I'm getting stronger and stronger by the day. This apartment that I'm living in right now is evidence of that. Okay, I told you I was formerly homeless. And before, when I left New York City, I was in a Coming to America apartment. If y'all are familiar with that classic by Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy, then you know what I'm talking about. I was living in a Coming to America apartment, and I was grateful for that apartment at the time because it shown up was better than a shelter. Shown up, and I had proven to myself that at least I can make it in this city. I didn't have no roommates. It was me, my job, and that apartment. So I'm proud of that. But that apartment was not nice. This apartment that I'm living in now, honey, we got saunas, we got pools up in here, we got maid service, security. Okay, let me tell you something. It is very different. I am living very different. Okay? So you can do this. My bottom isn't as low anymore. Each month keeps getting progressively better. I have now found the light at the end of my tunnel. Subliminals eradicating limiting beliefs and taking consistent, intentional action have been game changers for me. It's been a combination of these things that's really gotten me to where I'm at. And I just keep going and keep going and keep going, okay? So let's talk about the program. The Think and Grow Rich program by Subliminal Success. That's my shop, okay? So that program includes a process for the eradication of limiting beliefs. It actually explores all of these limiting beliefs, and then there's another one that I didn't include in this one, and helps you to reframe independently and on your own, okay? And then you also are going to get the Think and Grow Rich book in ebook format. You're going to get a subliminal meditation technique. A lot of people use subliminals. Like I said, one way to do it is listen to it all day, every day. That is helpful, but I have more insight into that to give you because I've been going in on myself. I know how to get them to affect your subconscious mind, which is really what you need to do. Your subconscious mind and conscious minds must sync up to get the results that you want, okay? And you also have to clear your energy body. That's where that energy stuff comes in. I am a Reiki healer, okay? I use all this stuff in conjunction, all of it, okay? So you're going to get the subliminal meditation technique, how to use subliminals properly. I just mentioned that, like how to use them properly, and 10 subliminal printables. And actually, a little secret, this photo over here with this quote, this is one of the printables. You've been getting programmed this whole time. You ain't even know it. You've been getting healed for financial harmony. Everything in this program is about financial harmony the whole time. This is a subliminal. Embedded inside of this is, like I said, it's a symbol for financial harmony. I want you to get healed. I want everybody to get healed and have better lives. And then there's a bonus. I'm not going to tell you about it because it's a bonus. You're going to have to invest. And I make my pricing so that I can pay my bills, but it's also acceptable. This program is only $27, okay? And here is the link. Go to tinyurl.com/think and grow rich subliminal. I will link it below the video if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, click on the actual video to see this in YouTube and get the link if you just want it that way. tinyurl.com/think and grow rich subliminal. Okay, loves. Feel free to ask me any questions. Please share this video on your social media feeds and timelines. Share it with everybody. Okay? Share it with everybody. I know I gave you some food for thought. I want everybody to get healed. There is so much homelessness right now in the U.S. Like I told you, I'm formerly homeless. Like, I'm getting a little emotional. It makes me sad. I went back to the States last year and I just noticed it on the streets. I was like, where do all these people come from? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. It should not be happening. And I'm talking about working people, people with jobs that can't pay their rent. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We need to change this, okay? Share it with everybody. Let's help as many people as possible. And stay tuned for more free videos in this playlist. Like I said, this is a playlist. This is video 2. There are more coming. I have 100 ideas. More coming. Comment, like, subscribe. Go on YouTube, please. Support me. Go on YouTube and at least click that like button. You can do that. That takes a second. Like this video and subscribe. Subscribe. Because if you subscribe, then more people will start to see this video and it'll rise in the YouTube rankings. That's it. I'm sending you love, financial peace, harmony, and abundance. I'm Kim of Subliminal Success. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Did you do it? Huh? What? Subscribe. I love you. Okay, you subscribe.